By the time Lena arrived at her parents' house, Christmas already felt like a test she hadn't studied for. The lights were on too early, the doorbell rang too often. And everyone spoke just a little louder than necessary, as if volume could pass for warmth. She took the chair that was left for her, not offered, just left. The same one she'd been sitting in since she was 16, near the corner of the table where conversations drifted past without stopping. She noticed it, the way you notice gravity. You don't complain about it. You adjust. Dinner moved along in fragments. Someone's promotion, someone else's engagement. Her mother nodded generously at each update, the proud conductor of a familiar orchestra. When it came time for Lena, the question wasn't asked directly. It never was. So, her mother said, smiling into her wineglass, Lena's still figuring things out. A few chuckles followed, nothing sharp. Nothing that could be challenged. Lena felt the usual tightening in her chest. She focused on her plate. Potatoes cooling, steam thinning. Her mother continued, lightly now, conversational. I mean, we worry. Sometimes we're ashamed of how little ambition she's shown. Then she laughed, not nervously. Not apologetically. She laughed like she'd just told a charming story. A couple of relatives joined in, hesitantly at first, then more fully, relieved to be told how to feel. Lena looked up. Her mother met her eyes for half a second, long enough to register surprise, then looked away, still smiling. The room kept moving, cutlery clinked. Someone poured more wine. The laughter faded into the kind of silence that pretends nothing happened. Lena didn't stand immediately. That would have been too easy to label dramatic. Instead, she sat there, feeling the weight of all the times she'd swallowed words to keep the evening intact. All the times she convinced herself it wasn't worth it. She realized something then, not with anger but with clarity. The comment wasn't meant to win privately. It was meant to land publicly, to define her in front of witnesses, and silence, this time, would be agreement. She pushed her chair back slowly. The sound was slow but distinct. A few heads turned, confused more than alarmed. I want to say something, she said. Her voice was steady. That surprised her. Her mother froze, fork halfway to her mouth. I've spent years believing that if I didn't respond, it meant I was being mature. Lena continued. But what it actually meant was that I was letting the same joke be told again and again, just louder each time. The room had gone very quiet now. Not tense, uncertain. She looked at her mother, really looked at her. Not the smiling host, not the woman others saw, just her. When you say you're ashamed of me and laugh, Lena said, it doesn't make me try harder. It just teaches everyone else that it's acceptable to speak about me that way. Her mother's smile slipped. I was joking, she said quickly. You're too sensitive. Lena nodded once. That's part of it too. There was no accusation in her tone, no edge. Just a statement placed carefully on the table, like fragile glass. I'm not asking you to understand my choices, she went on. But I am asking you not to use me as entertainment. If that's too much, then I won't stay for it anymore. For a moment, nothing happened. Then her mother's face changed, not dramatically, not all at once. It tightened, as if something internal had been pulled too far. Her eyes filled unexpectedly. Not with controlled tears but with the kind that arrive without permission. She tried to laugh it off. This is ridiculous, she said, but her voice wavered. The tears came anyway. Embarrassing. She covered her mouth, then her face, shoulders shaking as the reality of being seen clearly, calmly, in front of everyone, settled in. I didn't mean it like that, she said, breaking. I'm just trying to help. No one laughed now. An aunt reached for a napkin. Someone stood, awkwardly, as if unsure whether to intervene. The room, which had so easily followed a mother's lead moments ago, now had no script. Lena felt something loosen in her chest. Not relief. Not triumph. Just the strange calm of having said the thing that had been waiting years to be said. She didn't move toward her mother. She didn't apologize or escalate. She waited. Eventually, her father cleared his throat. Maybe we should all take a break, he said. Authority such as it was, arriving late but unmistakable. People began to stand, chairs scraped. Conversations restarted in low, cautious tones. Lena picked up her coat. At the door, she paused. Her mother was still crying, quieter now. Being murmured to by relatives who had no idea whose side they were on. Lena felt the familiar pull to go back, to smooth things over. She didn't. Outside, the air was cold and clean. She stood there for a moment, breathing, unsure whether she felt worse or better, only that she felt intact. She knew the tears inside wouldn't disappear overnight. That nothing had been resolved. But the rules had changed. The joke had been interrupted. And that, she realized as she walked to her car, might be enough for now.